Hi there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing
Texas governor's convention speech faced criticism for anti-immigrant rhetoric. Former Trump immigration official warns of a U.S. crackdown on Mexico. Venezuela's election may trigger mass emigration, affecting migrant flows to the U.S. Texas migrant busing program reshapes U.S. immigration patterns and debate. U.S. government sues service provider over alleged abuse of migrant children in shelters.
I'm Brian Manning. I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up,
Texas Governor Greg Abbott's speech at the Republican National Convention has drawn criticism for its strong anti-immigrant rhetoric. Abbott accused President Biden of welcoming criminals and terrorists into the country, falsely claiming the administration had never visited the border. He praised his own controversial policies, including busing migrants to Democratic-led cities and deploying razor wire along the Rio Grande. Immigration reform groups condemned the speech and the audience's response, with some likening the atmosphere to a Nazi rally. Critics argued that Abbott's policies and rhetoric are inhumane and potentially dangerous. The governor's remarks reflect a broader Republican focus on aggressive border security measures and opposition to current immigration policies. Abbott's invitation to speak at the convention marks his first such appearance since becoming governor in 2014, highlighting the party's emphasis on immigration as a key election issue.
And next up, for update number 2,
Thomas Homan, former acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement under Donald Trump, delivered a forceful speech at the Republican National Convention, warning Mexican cartels that a re-elected President Trump would designate them as terrorist organizations. Homan criticized the Biden administration's border policies, attributing record crossings to intentional design rather than mismanagement. He pledged to deport unauthorized immigrants if returned to office. The Biden campaign responded, calling Homan the architect of family separation and accusing Trump of exploiting vulnerable populations for political gain. Homan's potential return to a Trump administration has sparked controversy due to his role in implementing the zero-tolerance policy that separated migrant families at the border. The debate reflects broader Republican efforts to prioritize aggressive approaches to border security and cartel activities, including proposals for military action against cartels in Mexico.
All right. Time for our third immigration update.
Venezuela's upcoming presidential election on July 28th has become a pivotal moment for many citizens considering emigration. The outcome could have significant implications for neighboring countries and the United States, potentially leading to increased migration flows. While a majority of fleeing Venezuelans resettle closer to home, many have already made the journey to the United States, stressing an already overwhelmed immigration system. If President Nicolas Maduro retains power, a significant portion of the population may leave, exacerbating an already severe migration crisis. Nearly 8 million Venezuelans have already fled the country due to economic hardship and political repression. The opposition promises to restore democracy and bring Venezuelans home. However, Maduro has shown little willingness to relinquish control, warning of potential civil war if he loses. The exodus has deeply affected Venezuelan society, stripping the country of talent and separating families. For many, this election represents a last hope for change.
And moving right along, update number 4.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott's migrant busing program has significantly altered migration patterns across the United States since its inception in 2022. The program has transported over 119,000 migrants to Democratic-led cities including Washington, D.C., New York, Chicago, and Denver. This initiative has concentrated large numbers of migrants, particularly Venezuelans, in a few urban areas, straining local resources and forcing cities to adapt their policies. While Abbott claims the program alleviates pressure on Texas border communities, critics argue it creates chaos in destination cities. The busing strategy has shifted the national conversation on immigration, compelling Democratic leaders to call for stricter border security. Despite costing Texas over $230 million, the program's impact on cities like New York and Denver has been substantial, leading to billions in migrant-related expenses and prompting some cities to assist migrants in relocating elsewhere.
And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week.
The Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against Southwest Key Programs, the largest housing provider for unaccompanied migrant children in the United States. The lawsuit alleges pervasive sexual abuse and harassment of children in the company's care from 2015 to 2023. Employees, including supervisors, are accused of rape, inappropriate touching, and soliciting sexual content from minors. The nonprofit operates 29 shelters across Texas, Arizona, and California, with capacity for over 6,300 children. Despite receiving billions in government contracts, Southwest Key allegedly failed to protect vulnerable children, exploiting language barriers and their distance from families. The company disputes these claims. The case raises concerns about oversight and child safety in migrant shelters, prompting calls for stricter regulations and accountability in the care of unaccompanied minors. A broader debate continues over whether immigrants fleeing persecution should be detained at all.
And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.